Yeah, I'm not gonna do the full freaking music bass drop thing. I'm not doing that tonight. Fuck that. How's it going, everybody? How's it all going? Yes, we have another abysmal power rankings. Actually, it should say week 3 at this. No, it is week 2. Isn't it week 2 or is it week 3? Yeah, it's week 2 because it's technically episode 3. Yeah, I'm very tired. So yeah, if you guys don't have any idea how this works, just read the description. If you don't know how to read English, I'm sorry. Yeah. This is gonna be awful. Okay, so I'm just reading the chat. Thank God I don't have a delay on this. So yeah, so thumbnail, a little bit of a teaser of what's to come, but we will get into it right now with Division 9 with Hell Let Loose Italia and SCC at the top position, both still 2-0, 2-6 right behind them. I actually can do this as well, just so you guys can actually see the standings if I actually know how to work singular. I could also flip to this multiple times if you guys really want to. So this is the current standings of Div 9. It's kind of gonna like be similar to this, but there is gonna be some caveats in this as well. But that is the current standing of Div 9 as it does stand. So I kind of basically mirrored it like that for Div 9, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing too much to say about this div. The top 2 teams still look really strong. SOV at 5. They've only played 1 game and it was a loss to ZSR. So really nothing honestly too much to say because all these games this week or week 2 were all blowout 5-0s except for Italia versus SBS because that was a 5-0 in 90 minutes, but that doesn't really count. But that's what I have for Div 9. Don't worry, once water the tree, yes, water the tree in the 22nd server. What's for dude, everybody? Who is Snow Synthetic? Okay. So Div 8, 11 ID and 27th, Panzerlehr, SOH, 48th, SUDT, and CEL. So for this division, we'll just also swap back to this. So this is what it has. Again, the only reason why the top 2 teams only have 1 game played is because they each had their bye week right away in the first 2 weeks, so that's why I still have them at the top 2 spots. But I feel like they are the strongest 2 teams in this division. I think both winning 5-0, right? Let me double check. 27th won 5-0 in 21 minutes, and then where's the other? 11 ID won in 57 minutes, 5-0 the week prior. So I do have those 2 teams still at the top 2. Now this is where I'm gonna get. I'm gonna touch back on 20. I'm not Snow. Don't call me. There's no point. I will talk about 27th later in this rankings on something that I think should be addressed for some other teams in other divisions. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I guess it's going to be a little bit of a surprise to you in this. But this is an odd division to kind of rank, especially from the 3 to the 5 standpoint, because all these teams have kind of beat each other in some weird fashion. Like 48th and Panzerlehr played each other on Cursed Day that I casted, and Panzerlehr won, but Panzerlehr also got 5-0'd by 11 ID. But 48th also beat SOH. So it's like, it's a very weird division for like the middle part of this division. So I think it's going to be kind of exciting towards the end, but that's what I have for D8. D7, I still have RDG and DBD at the top 2 spots. If we switch to what the rankings are real quick, this is what they are. They're both 2-0, so this is kind of no surprising. I feel like 262 in this division as well is, you know, still a strong contender to surprise some teams. RMC also losing this past weekend is the reason why they did unfortunately drop for me personally. They did lose to RDG 4-1 on SME night. with Church mid. So like it's kind of like to expect it if you are access to lose. To be completely honest on that. Don't fucking call. I don't care about food ranking. Awake's game food ranking. Yeah, I really don't have too much to honestly say. The 2-6-2 in the 79th game is kind of weird because it's Elsenborn Day. Off meta maps I feel like are kind of wild cards because both teams have no idea what the hell to do on that map. But you know, I don't have any hot takes yet. Hey, collapsed, how's it going? Jesus Christ. God. All right, Division 6. I like to keep this nice and fast. Now, caveat to this, DEC is off the ranking boards because this is something I should also address too. I'm going to try to keep these 1 through 6 as much as possible without any double ups. So that's why I also have DEC off, because they did unfortunately drop out of the season. But if like there's a 6-team division, one of those teams dropped out, I'm going to keep them in for the most part. But so just bear that in mind. DEC is no longer competing this season. So if you want to poach players from DEC, I guess you can go right ahead. You got another week and a half, 2 weeks to do so. That being said, Rage and 263 are still at the top of this division. 263 winning 5-0 against HRB, and then Rage also winning 5-0 due to a DEC forfeit. But I still feel like Rage is the team to beat in this division. Legion 201, I still feel like they're actually a dark horse team in this. Same with OnlyFins. I think it's gonna be very interesting for when these teams actually play each other. I don't think any of those teams actually played each other yet, so it's gonna be kind of exciting to see them. HRB and RZN just not quite there yet, in my personal opinion. I feel like they kind of have a gauntlet of this top 4, but you know, anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. And that's kind of, I think, what the rankings I think technically are. If I go to the, yeah, so it's basically kind of what I copied here. Again, I'm not trying to copy all this, but no, I'm just using that as a reference point. Going on to D5. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. I had OCL kind of winning this division, but they did lose to SAP 5-0, which I think was a little bit of a surprise to a few people. I did not know that SAP has never lost to OCL before, so I think that is that's a little surprise to me that I did learn that this past weekend. But I feel like OCL still one of the top 4 teams. I know 75th might be a little bit mad that, you know, they're not, you know, number 1 yet. Again, it goes week by week, and you guys actually did you guys play this week? Yeah, you played GOAT, and then you played 58. So I think you got, you know, the 2 easy games out of your way, but still a long ways to go. You still have to play SAP, OCL, and Rofs. Obviously, I think the top hardest opponents for you guys. Rofs has 200 members playing 35s. They actually do not, because the roster limit is in fact 150. But I still have to have SAP 3 because they did lose to Rofs 4-1. Rofs do seem to be the team to beat in this division. We will see when they play 75th. And OCL, because I feel like OCL can surprise some teams. They also played that game on Jariel too, SAP and OCL. So a very odd map with Railway Bridge. So it's kind of an odd map to play. Division 4. This is the weirdest division to honestly rank, and I had a very hard time justifying everybody's spots except for 1 and 6. So I still have MSU at the number 1 position because they are indeed the only undefeated team in Div 4. This is actually a hard division to rank because all the teams 2 through 5 have like beat each other more or less. Like SAS, I think 5-0'd 508P in week 1, but then 508P just beat KRRC, but KRRC also beat TRR, so that's kind of where I have that. But I feel like TRR still has the potential to, you know, beat 508P and SAS to some degree, but I kind of have to rank them 5th. Then 3LPZ, I just have to kind of like rank last because they did have not got a win yet. But, you know, this is a very competitive division 1 through 5, I think. It's very weird. This is a weird division because I hate putting TRR 5 because I feel like they're better than 5, but I also feel like everybody else above them is better than 5. But for the sake of it looking nice, this is where I have, well, she's going to be pissed at me. I am definitely not going to be casting a TRR game anytime soon. But, you know, I like to be proven wrong, and I feel like they have to, you know, prove themselves. Because I think their only win that they have got was this past weekend against, I think, 3LPZ, if I am correct, right? Am I correct? Yeah, they beat 3LPZ 5-0 in 75 minutes. SAS losing 4-1 to MSU, but I feel like that's a good loss still. It's just hard. It's hard. Again, all these lists are stupid anyways, so I don't know why you guys like to feed off of my pain, but I am. All right, Division 3. I still have ANZR number 1, R22R number 2, and 101A number 3. Now, I did have to move 101A down because they did lose to ANZR, but that is still a good team in this division. I feel like, you know, they threw some punches at ANZR. I will also say, if you guys watched that ANZR 101A match, you haven't noticed, the map got fucked up where both 4th and 5th points for ANZR were legit like 1,000 meters away from each other. So yeah, that was kind of fucked, but, you know, good thing that didn't play into anything. You know, 1SPS losing to R22R, I feel like they played a better round 2 match than they did in the prior week. 'Cause I think in the prior week they did actually get 5-0'd by 101A. Yes, they did in 62 minutes on Utah as win 4. You know, I think they did play a better week 2 game. They did have their chances against R22R, but they still came up on top. ANZR again did pretty well. 21st getting their first win 2 this week against L90 on SMDM A network, so shout out to them and those 2 teams. This is a very I think a very competitive div. I don't think, did any 5-0s happen in this division yet? Yes, the only was the 101A versus 1SPS 5-0, but that's also Utah. I feel like Utah, you can 5-0s happen actually a lot more common than not, but R22R is in a new team. R22R is like a team that's been, I think, here for about 1.5 years now. Almost 2 years, maybe. 21st barely won that. Again, that's why I have you guys 4th. I mean, a win's a win, no matter how you put it. I mean, that's how again, I'm not watching all these games. There's like so many games every single weekend, and I only have so much time on my hands. Oh, now time to get into the spicy stuff where people are going to start hating me and where I crash out. Division 2, I have 9PZ1, HLE 2, Pathfinders 3, 22nd 4, and TFMC 5. Now, yes, I do play for 22nd, but I also kind of have to be humble to some degree. We have just played a terrible game this past weekend against 9PZ, and I have to give 9PZ their flowers for that. And again, I've played both the top 2 teams, and I can say without a doubt 9PZ played a much tougher game than HLE did. I was not impressed with HLE's first 2 games. HLE just kind of capped mid and just held and didn't really seem like they wanted to attack. It's going to be really exciting for this week 3 game between 9PZ and HLE when they do play each other. The question is, how aggressive is 9PZ going to be in that game? I think it's going to be really good. But, you know, I just have to put 9PZ above them because they did 5-0 22nd while HLE just kind of sat for the 3-2 without deploying a single airhead the entire game. Then the question is, why is Pathfinders 3 when their only game is a loss? Technically, they're 1-1, but, you know, with the first dropping out, that's kind of, you know, like a given. You're going to win that. I just have Pathfinders 3 because of the recent transfer pickups. I feel like Pathfinders are going to be a much better team in this division now with their pickups. Now 22nd about a month ago actually did beat Pathfinders, but now with some of their additions, I think they're a much more rounded team. Are they a top 2 team right now? That's to be decided. I mean, they did play HLE on LL Main, but that's also LL Main, their first game with the new team within like 3 days of going to the team. So maybe, you know, there's some chemistry things that they have to fix. But either way, I just have Pathfinders above 22nd right now. And then TFMC, unfortunately, rounding out the caboose because they've only played out one game with this past weekend with a 5-0 forfeit from first. So that's why I have the teams right there. I really don't understand, what I'm doing. Division 1. Legion 1, Taco 2, 6-3, Exo 4, and Merc 5, with Dark Horse unfortunately dropping out and will be staying in that position for the remaining of the season. I am sorry, Welshie, that I put you 5th. I will go back to that in like a few minutes, but let me talk about Division 1 first so I can get my hate out of my way. The reason why I dropped Merc from 4th to 5th, because I think I had them tied last week with EXO, was because they pretty much did get 5-0'd on Hurricane, and getting 5-0'd on Hurricane is either very easy to do or it's very hard to do. It doesn't happen that often that you get 5-0s on Hurricane. So I was a little bit surprised to see that a little bit from Merc. Again, it was like in 88 minutes, so like, you know, Legion kind of just sent the house in the last like 5-6 minutes anyways. But that's why I have to drop them. Again, I want to keep it nice and clear where I have teams 1 through 6. The first 2 streams of this were kind of just feelers out of where I thought teams would be. And Legion also looked better than Taco, so that's why I still have Legion above Taco. Taco in 6, still an incredible game. It could have been anybody's game to the bitter end, but you know, when you play the same map 2 times, just swapping the faction without swapping the midpoint, you just gotta get it to the better team. The better team right now is Taco. Sorry, Snow, I don't care what you say. Taco is right now better than 6th. It's gonna be interesting to see how this division plays out because of the 5-0 to Merc and 6th only 3-2ing Merc. Obviously, everyone's gonna get a 5-0 win against 3-5 except for Taco, who's gonna get a 4-1 win. But you know, for seeding purposes, it's gonna be interesting to see where Legion how they do against 6th and or Taco. Going back to Welshie's thing about his team of why I chose him 5th. The reason why I chose you guys 5th is because honestly, no particular reason other than you guys have all beat each other in the 2 through 5 position, and it's very, very weird to honestly rank any of you guys. This is like the most fucked division in my opinion as far as how to hard rank teams, because it is hard to rank these teams that are 2 through 5. I will say that. We're definitely getting better, but Taco's better, and they proved it. I just said that. It's like, I don't know. It's Div 4 is mental. Yeah, it's because SAS 5-0 508P, but 508P beat KRC, and KRC beat TRR, and TRR's only win is against the team behind them. So like, that's my reasoning for it. Obviously, there's still plenty of weeks to go through, but yeah, that's kind of all I have. I mean, it's not too rage baity. I just think I'm gonna turn on the music for this. I just think the one thing that I do have a problem now with some of these teams and divisions, and this is where I'm gonna throw like the 27th thing back into this, is 27th did get some 3-5 pickups, which there's nothing wrong with that, but them being defunct sucks. I wish they weren't defunct. But them being sprinkled a bunch along a lot of these teams kind of shakes up some of these divisions, and it's it's kind of hard to balance it now because I feel like 9PZ and Pathfinders are actually much stronger teams than I think people prior to the season realize now. That's just my take on it. I mean, they went to a bunch of teams. They went to 508P, so 508P, you know, got some NA or some 3-5 players to play for them. I just don't like how many it's just a little frustrating for me, to be completely honest. Because yeah, I have my own reasons for that, but you know, there's nothing I can really do about it because it is technically in the rulebook. Yeah, I don't know. What are everyone's thoughts on 3-5 ruining comp? 9PZ is only underrated because people like to talk shit. I mean, not really. Oh my fucking god, why is Snow calling me? What do you want? Snow. Are you gonna plug your mic in or are you just here to listen to me?
Hello.
Oh my god.
I'm here. Yep. I'm calling in.
What do you want?
Listen. Very fair rankings you got here. I appreciate you ranking all these teams in pretty good order. I think you have TR ranked too low.
Dude,
so,
have you seen the Div 4 like games, or not really games, just like the results at least? I just looked at results.
But you think 508P beats TR?
508 KRC beat TRR in week 1. 508P just beat KRC this past weekend.
Listen, I think TR is a little too low. I think they've had a tough string of games. I think they're going to get some easier wins.
They just won against the bottom team of 3LPC. That's their only win.
Well, they haven't played 508P yet, and you got them as the third team.
Yeah, because they beat KRC.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Again, it's fucked. That's why I say this division's fucked. It's a good situation to be in because it is competitive. It is competitive. I think there's the only 5-0s that were within the top 5 were SAS and 508P. But again, 508P did get some pickups from 3-5 too.
All right. I'm just saying, you also got
like a NASCAR color commentator.
You also got 9PZ too low. A lot of disrespect towards 9PZ.
I mean, I could have put 9PZ in Division 1 where they belonged, in my personal opinion.
Well, if everyone listened to you, that would have happened. Instead, we got 3-5 that lasted one game.
Actually, what I had for my divisions was I had 3-5 and D2 with 9PZ, HLE, PF, and 101A or some other random other team in D2. That was my D2. But fortunately, that got shut down for whatever we got this season. But, you know, that's...
Well, keep up the good work. Please adjust these rankings accordingly. But besides that... Shut up. Yeah, till 24, that he's good. 8 lasted 2 seasons. You ain't wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna hop out of here. Okay, great job. Sponsored by Golden Corral, everybody.
It's not sponsored by Golden Corral at all.
Chocolate lava fountain.
What the fuck? God, why do I do this shit to myself? See, that's what I'm also think. 3-5 just sent out a bunch of people to other teams to steal their strats and then rebuild to the Ultra Super team and take over a comp for whatever next league is coming out after TPL. What's the league after TPL now? Is it Road to Glory or is it going to be Summit 6? Actually, there is a sponsorship that I've been working on behind closed doors that even Orga doesn't know. But that has not gained that much traction whatsoever. It's just been in talks. Winter War League. Okay, but here's the thing: how many people are going to sign up for Winter War League based on what happened in the Winter War League final? Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of issues with the rulebook in Winter War League. Road to Glory. Dude, there's just too many comp leagues that have like come and gone. Like you had the Freedom League that lasted like a season and a half ish. Winter War League's cheeks. That's one opinion. Hey, us Div 8 needs players too. Who's in Div 8? I mean, 27th and 11 ID have got some players. I'm kind of just here to talk at this point, to be completely honest with you guys. For a little bit. We can run through the divs real quick too, and while I read chat. So again, D9, I have Italia, Hallelujah Italia, and SEC at the top. Bush Apple's out of season snow, just letting you know. It's actually closer to Bushlight Lime season than it was Bushlight Apple. 11 ID and 27th to the top two in D8, D7, RDG, and DBD. Yeah. Those top two positions for D6, Rage, and 263, but I feel like Legion 201 and OnlyFins are just right behind them. D5, Rofs, 75th, and SAP as the top three, with OCL right behind them. D4, again, still fucked division in my opinion, because y'all just can't win games consistently like MSU, with MSU at the top spot. D3, ANZR, and R22R with the top two spots being undefeated, but 101A right behind them. D2, 9PZ, and HLE at the top two spots. But, you know, they will play each other in 2 weeks from now. I don't know if they actually picked... Did they do map bans yet? Did they do map bans yet for HLE and 9PZ? They are playing Omaha with 9PZ as Axis. Shocker there. Omaha, West Fireville? I have West Fireville again? I guess I do. The West Fireville again, 9PZ Axis, so that's going to be an interesting game. Shout out to Holy for winning the Awake bounty. He killed me 6 times, but I'm pretty sure he killed me 3 times in the last 10 minutes or 5 minutes because I was just getting farmed off OPs. I killed Ritz 10 times and he didn't kill me once, so that's my win. I also hip-fired headshot him once, which was amazing. Thoughts on this? No, why? Get to bring out SpongeBob trap music. And then D1, Legion and Taco top 2 with 6 behind them. Don't sleep on EXO though. I feel like EXO honestly could be one of the top 3 teams right now. I feel like EXO is a very strong team. I want to see them play Merc first. I don't know who plays who next in Division 1. Looks like Merc, Taco, EXO 6. So EXO 6 will be a good game. But that is to be decided. That's kind of all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you for watching this abysmal power ranking stream. If you guys have not noticed, I don't like doing these because people get very, very passionate about where I rank them, even though it's my opinion based on a very small merit of fact. That's kind of it. EXO versus 6, what are your thoughts? I mean, you guys have to do your map bans. Whoever wins that wins D2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's West Fireville, so it's not honestly the best, you know, indication of who is the better team in my personal opinion. But it is a, you know, pretty even-ish point. It's like 55-45 in Allies' favor to cap. But it's hard. Real talk though, should transfers be more balanced? To a certain degree, yes. It's hard to balance that though, because you can just bring in free agents. Like for example, technically a whole team can bring in a whole free team from PC as they are free agents. So, you know, it's still hard to balance it. I heard there's a lot of people that are coming from the PC side of the game to console just because console has been kind of the better of the two comp scenes as far as player retention goes. However, HCA does have I think they have 6 divisions now in HCA. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna read chat because you guys are just chilling. Can I run an ad break? Did I run an ad break? Yes, 22nd is fully in to join GOAT so we can fight Roths. Score prediction for HLE 9PZ. Based on what I have played against, I'm gonna say not HLE. I'm gonna say 9PZ 3-2. If you didn't watch, I'm not gonna throw up a fucking Popeyes ad. If you didn't watch the R22R 1SPS game that I casted, it's if the top 2 points for allies are aligned, I forget what it's called, whatever the north fourth point is, it is actually extremely hard for the Axis to cap that point even with an airhead, unless you like basically get into hard cap because of so much soft cap that you can still utilize. That being said, though, it's going to be interesting to see how the armor plays in that game, because you saw a lot of odd plays, I think, from both teams as far as armor goes. But I think it should be a fun game to watch and cast if whoever cast that. But because R22R could have 4-1'd as like 1 SBS, but they just could not get anything going after that first airhead play. But we cooked them on SMDM, but when we have mid, their armor was able just to sit and shoot through the beat. They're tough to beat. Oh, I just read that really fast. Is EXO the best armor in comp? I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, though. With the armor update coming, it's going to change how teams play armor, though. Like, you got to also throw that into... When is that update coming out, this week or next week? But whenever the update comes out, it's going to change armor drastically. Maybe not too much. Snow, you're in my chat. I'm talking to you no matter what. But the armor update's going to be weird. I think now whoever has allies is going to have the armor advantage because of the Stuart. I think you can just make a little bit more plays with the Stuart than you can with the Lukes. So I think allies might get armor advantage now to some degree for some backline plays. I think you're going to see a lot more allied armor, or teams pick allies for allied armor because of the Stuart. You can, like, you know, kill mediums and heavies with the Stuart. That being said, though, the Tinkerer thing I think is just stupid. Because, you know, everyone's going to use the freaking Tinkerer for armor. I don't know. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point and just yapping. Again, thank you guys for watching this stupid power rankings. I'm going to go because I have other stuff to do on my Monday night, like eat food. I know Snow likes to eat food too, but I need to eat food too for sustenance. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. I'll catch you all later. I'll see you tomorrow for match review. Yeah, see ya.